Hi there, thank you for joining me on the Passionative podcast, where we talk about following your passion, creativity, and doing what you love. This is your host Sagar Mehta, and today I want to talk about how to handle negative people who won't let you follow your passion and critics who never have anything positive to say. There's a very sweet and powerful scene in the movie Pursuit of Happiness. Will Smith, who's the father, asks his son what he wants to be when he grows up. And his son, who's out playing basketball, tells him that he would like to be a professional basketball player one day. To this, the father responds basically with what you would expect any father to say. You'll never be a great basketball player. You'll be an average one just like me, and there's no future in this. That's just how it works. This is what we would expect people to say about anything we love if it's outside of what is considered normal, unless people around you are actual basketball players, of course. Following your passion is super hard, and if people and situations around us are negative or not supportive of what we want to do, then it is almost impossible. And the earlier it is in our journey, the harder it is for us to believe in ourselves, and the easier it is for anyone with even a hint of negativity to make us stop doing what we like or love to do. In that movie, the boy throws away the ball after hearing that, and the father realizes what he has just done. He takes his words back and gives a very important lesson to his son. He says this: don't ever let somebody tell you you can't do something. Not even me. You got a dream, you gotta protect it. People can't do something themselves, they wanna tell you you can't do it. If you want something, go get it. Period. There is wisdom in those words, but that's a movie. In the real world, people around us will not have a change of heart, at least not that fast. You've got to protect your passion. You've got to protect your dream. You've got to fight for what you stand for. When life and people throw sticks and stones on what you are building, you've got to be the shield. You've got to be the all-weather protective coat of paint that can stand rain, heat, cold, and everything in between. But we both know it's not easy, and to be honest, there are moments when you actually want to throw out what you're working on. See if this sounds familiar to you. You start working on something that matters to you, and someone will do what that father in the movie did: ask you to stop or ask you for reasons why you are wasting your time. You try to fight back a bit, using all sorts of logic as to why this matters and trying to make them understand. A point comes where you get frustrated enough and stop. You stop creating and maybe even throw your half done creation away. It's possible this has happened to you before and may have been the reason why you left your passion behind back in the day. Or it might be happening to you right now and you are struggling really hard to keep at it. It's very natural to fight back when someone does this to you, especially if it is someone close. You sincerely want them to, even expect them to already understand. The usual advice is, of course, to surround yourself with positive people and get rid of negative people from your life. And you already know that it is impossible. This someone could be a close or even a best friend, or your spouse, or your siblings, or your parents. Except that fighting back is not going to work. I could ask you to completely avoid them and continue what you are doing, but that is often impractical, and we aren't all great at being jerks to others. So how do you handle this? How can you keep doing what you love when your close ones wouldn't support you? How can you not feel small and insignificant when what you are creating is criticized by someone who is also in the same field? I've figured out some simple ways to do this, and the first step in that process is to understand where they are coming from. We often assume that people are against our dreams because they couldn't do it, just like the movie. They couldn't do what they love to do, and so they don't want you to succeed at it. Though there are people like this out there, I think this isn't what's going on with most people around you. People are not that evil. I feel negative people are negative because they don't know any better. They don't know what a life full of passion looks like. They don't know it is possible to balance work that pays the bills and passion that pays the soul. They haven't glimpsed what you've seen. They haven't felt what you've felt. They haven't heard the music that your ears can hear every time you are working on something you love. You could hate them or you could pity them. But you definitely cannot fight them because there is no convincing someone against their opinion. They will either see the light or they won't, and it is not your responsibility to help. Then there are people who are themselves doing what you are doing, say another painter or writer or composer, who will criticize what you show to them. They may say it is not professional enough, or you have a long way to go, or even that you have no skills and you should quit. Now, it's easy for you to stop letting negative people from influencing how and if you do something if they aren't part of your life in general. What is harder though is to handle people closer to you, friends and family. But think about this. Friends and family are almost always coming from a place of worry. They don't hate you, they don't want to stop you, they simply see what you are doing as a waste of time and something that is going to affect your chances at a secure future and maybe even their own secure future. And can you blame them if a friend asked you your opinion about a career related decision that had some gray area? Would you be able to be forthcoming in your support? Would you outright tell them to go for it, or would you add a caveat, but be careful? Again, you cannot convince them, and on top of that, you cannot ask them to go away from your life. Once you understand that and start seeing why they are against your dreams, you will be better at tackling it. And here are a few quick techniques. First, stop fighting back. Stop arguing. Stop trying to convince them so hard. The best way to make them believe in you are your tangible results as and when they will come. Until then, work on your stuff when they are not around or when they are sleeping. Find these pockets of time where they naturally leave you alone without having to ask them to. If you cannot find these at home, go to places where no one can bother you. Lunch breaks at work, sitting at a coffee shop, going to a library. Working on your passion is always better and more powerful than fighting for your passion. Let your results speak for you, and until then, work towards bringing those results to life. Second, find a confidant. Find a close friend or someone in your family who will be happy to just listen to you. This person will help you vent that anger and frustration that makes you fight back. They will listen and calm you down, and you'll be able to focus better. This can be a teacher, a friend, or anyone in your family who thinks the same way that you do. Don't have anyone like that? The internet is here to save you. Go to 7cups.com and just ask any one of their community listeners to, you guessed it, just hear you out. Do this as an exercise once a week. Vent your anger to someone who understands and then get back to doing what you love. Third, tap on your inner circle. These are people who get you and your vision of the world. When you are feeling low, your inner circle will pick you up and make you stand right up. Tap on your fans, people who genuinely care or just love the fact that you are creating something to help talk you out of the negativity by simply being there. I've shared how to build this inner circle in a previous episode, which you may want to check out. And this works great for handling criticism about your work too. When someone criticizes your work, go right to your inner circle to simply reassure yourself that what you are doing is great. It may suck and you may know it, but when someone else says that it's great, it just feels nice. Then listen to the criticism. Your inner circle will help you take care of the shattered self esteem, but criticism from anyone can have some deep lying truths which we miss when we first hear it. Think if they were pointing at something you could fix, though they were a jerk about it. When people don't agree with your vision of how things should be, they throw a lot of harsh words at you. But in those harsh words, there are often little golden nuggets that their experience of life has given them, and you can use that to improve your own art. Easiest way to understand this is this: surround yourself with a few a-holes and listen to them from time to time. Next, surround yourself with things that will help you on your journey of following your passion. Read books and blogs related to your field. Go to places where other people like you hang out. If you are a painter, you do this by going to exhibitions and even workshops. If you're a writer, you can do this by meeting other writers like you on meetup.com or simply reading blogs by other writers. A great way to do this is to start your own blog, sharing your own journey as you try to do what you love, and you'll see that people who are on the same journey as you will find you. This is exactly what I'm doing right now, and here you are listening to my podcast. Thank you for being awesome. Another thing you can do is to help someone else on their journey. Find people you can teach what you are doing. You may not know as much as some expert or guru, but you simply need to find people who are just getting started. Can you find some students who you can be a mentor to? Helping someone else on a journey is a great way to discover new things about your passion and also about you. And finally, when you've done those things, it is time to try and convince the negative people in your life. You're not going to convince them about what you are doing, but only about the fact that there are other ways to go about this. Help them understand where you are coming from. Talk to them about how success is not important to you, that you are not running away from your responsibilities. You are simply trying to find some meaning in life apart from your education or your job or your business. Help them calm down. But do this when they least expect it. Don't make this part of your fight. Make this part of a general conversation over dinner or while watching TV. When someone is relaxed, it is easier for them to see your perspective. Help them ease into it. This will be a slow process and it may not lead anywhere. But till the time you get real results from following your passion, try to eat and nibble away at their worry by making them understand that you are still working to pay the bills. Be that understanding father in that movie to yourself, to people close to you, and to someone else. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Passionative podcast. I'm always happy to hear from you about your passion, your struggles, and your challenges. Simply go to Passionative.co and let's get talking. And if you think that there's someone else out there who might benefit from listening to me babbling about following your passion, please share this with them. This is your host Sagar Mehta signing off. Stay awesome.